Hi, my name is Julyo. I'm a music producer and guitar player from Italy, Genova. My stage name is my first name, guitar is my first instrument, and I love any genre of music. I've been producing music since 1996 and I moved to Ireland about 12 years ago. I started to make music when I was a little kid. My mother was a classical piano player and she used to play different genres of music from jazz to classical music, exposing me to the music of Miles Davis and then classical stuff from Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. When I was 16, I started to play in local bands around Genova and also tribute bands, which at the time they were a novelty. Then, when I turned 19, I started to travel outside Italy and perform as a professional musician. My first gig outside Italy was in Helsinki, in Finland, for a great singer-songwriter from California, which at the time used to live in Helsinki, called Steven Stewart. And after that, I started to perform internationally. It's always been really hard for me to label myself as an artist because I always loved the actual process of making music and not being just restricted just by playing guitar, playing bass, or playing keyboards. To me, music is a 360-degree experience. So when people ask me how I define myself, I just say that I'm an artist. When somebody asks me, then what type of artist am I like to define myself as eclectic because music cannot be restricted by a single genre. I like to think about music the same way that Miles Davis used to think about music. There is either good music or bad music. Good music is sound or songs that express emotions, that make us dream, and make us even go to places we have never been before. And bad music is just something that doesn't have any honesty and is just being done for some second purpose. So to me, being an artist is first of all being eclectic. During my career, there has been a lot of strange things happening to me. Most of the times funny things and sometimes weird and unpleasant things. No matter what, they're all been lessons for me. They always have taught me very interesting lessons and things to learn from. Probably one of the strangest things was to find myself living in Japan, in Tokyo, without having a plan to live there. This was in 2005 and I was meant to be in Tokyo for only a couple of weeks to perform with a band I used to play with called Charisma. We were actually a punk rock band from Italy, 3 guys, and we were in Tokyo. And meanwhile, while I was there, I got exposed to the club scene and the electronic music scene. And I started to get involved more and more with DJing, which is mixing visuals, and also performing with local bands in Tokyo, in some amazing areas of Tokyo where they got huge music scenes like Shimokitazawa, Ikebukuro, Shibuya, and so many different areas where I had amazing experiences. But definitely it was one of the strangest situations in my life because I never thought to be able to live in Tokyo, in Japan, especially when my original expectation was to be there only for a couple of weeks. When people ask me what's the street around the next corner, it always sounds to me that they're asking me about my future plans, and it's kind of hard to plan something for, the far future, especially in the present times where we can't give anything for granted, especially when it comes to live performances or trying to understand how people will discover and understand and experience music in the future years. But for sure, to me, the future plans include challenging myself, also getting back to the roots and getting back closer to the music that I used to make and I used to listen when I was 18, when I was 16. And at the same time, don't lose touch with the contemporary genres. So future plans to me equal challenges. I moved to Ireland in July of 2008. And I was coming from New York, and I was thinking to take a break for 1 year and just stay here and just, be in a country where I've never been before and experiencing culture I've never experienced before, and also be in a place with the target, with the goal of not doing music, of taking a break from music for 1 year. And funny enough, on a couple of weeks later, I found myself back in the music game. And about a couple of months, like 4 or 5 months later, I was on the Ryan Tuberty show performing with Take That. That was so random and so unexpected. And since then, I met some amazing and crazy people in Dublin. I've been part of crazy projects. I had residencies in local venues and clubs. It's just been a mental journey, in a good way, obviously. And currently, I'm here in Dublin and I'm enjoying it. I love Ireland. I love Irish culture. And I found a lot of similarities between the way Irish people socialize and Italian people. There are a lot of things in common. We're very, very overdramatic sometimes. And I really, really love the fact that Ireland is geographically in a place where I can go anywhere in Europe. If I got gigs, if I had to meet somebody, if I had to do a recording session, I can just jump on the plane and maximum a couple of hours. I can be in Italy, I can be in Bulgaria, I can be in Hungary, I can be in Germany. So that's to me unique. And when I come back here to Ireland, I am not in a really intense and maybe too busy city like London or Paris. I'm in a small town, or I'm in a bigger town if I'm in the city center in Dublin. That to me is precious, and it's at the same time unique. So the reason why I moved to Ireland was to stay here and live after 1 year. And then my reason to stay in Ireland right now is to have a life here and to build my career from here.